That makes a lot more sense. Mike was muted. Okay. All right. Then I need to redo the intro to the stream. Okay. Um. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So, quick thing. Sorry for not streaming last time. This is the second time I've done this. Actually, that's pretty hilarious now that I think about it. So, last time I worked on the encounter table, I did a lot of the hostile encounters. I went into enemy behaviors and like amount of enemies and like just general like setting and stuff that we were dealing with, right? Um, but now I am working on basically how would I do this? It I went through all of like the hostile ones that I wanted to keep. I got rid of some redundant ones, and we'll add more to this over on like over time. But for now, like these are just obviously hostile like things, right? Really, dude. As soon as I start streaming, you're gonna start digging in your cage. Great, love it. Love to hear that. It's great. Okay, so today we're gonna go through weather. This should be much easier in terms of how much is going on. Like, I don't have to deal with enemies. I don't have to deal with anything. This is an area of effect that goes onto the ship, and then the party has to deal with it. Like, and you know what? Instead of going one by one today, I'm just gonna make all of these at once, right? We're gonna make all of these at once, and I'll keep whichever ones I want. I really actually liked White Squall. From what I remember about it, I did really like it. Now, Whirlpool, Snowstorm. Okay, so Hailstorm. Put a space in there. Whirlpool. All right. Heat wave. Yeah, we'll throw in heat wave. Then we'll throw in something like, yeah, slime rain. I really like. What the hell is surprise current? That's what. Slime rain. I don't think I want to do surprise current. Freezing rain is the exact same thing as that. Tornado, typhoon, and blood moon. I like doing tornado. Like tornado slash. Oh, I can't do that. Let's go. What would you call it? Hurricane? Yeah, we'll go. We'll throw a hurricane in here, and then I want one more like effect that isn't any of these, or not that. I want one more weather effect that isn't any of these. I don't like this one. I don't like the surprise current, and I don't like the freezing rain. Those are all uninspired. I need one more. I need one more encounter table effect that is a weather effect that can happen on a very unpredictable sea. What am I thinking? I have hot, I have really cold, I have incredibly windy, I have rain, I have. I could go like a heavy fog or something. Like just a fog. I could go like maybe illusory fog. Like fog that has a bunch of illusion magic rammed into it, so it feels like you're constantly like, you know what? Yeah, I like that. Illusory fog. Okay, that works. Not necessarily caused by anything, but okay. I like that. I like that a lot. We can. Alright. We can go 7 here. 8. Illusory fog. Okay. So. Yeah. those will be the 8 that we focus on today. I'm trying to go through and get at least 8 for everything. Like for every like subcategory that we have that isn't like either random island or nothing. I want to have at least 8 ready to go, and then I can add more as I go on. So for hostile, I ended up getting 8 yesterday that all have like genuine explanations for and everything. I just don't have actual stat blocks for them because that is not something that I feel like doing right now. Uh, and honestly, for these, it's just going to be a description. I might do some stats on like how it affects the thing, but it's mostly just going to be a short description, how it affects the ship, and then how it affects the players, right? So first, let's go Hailstorm. Um, magically, not increased, reinforced, magically strengthened. Hailstorm with ice chunks the size of, let's go at least tennis balls. To at maximum size from with ice chunks ranging in size from tennis ball to, how big do I want to be? You know what? Let's make this really annoying bowling ball. That's how big these ice chunks can be. How it affects the ship. Let's see. How would it affect the ship? I mean, obviously, it would start tearing through the wood. And damage the deck. Structures on top of it. Ice chunks would repeatedly fall on and damage the deck and all structures on top of it. Any equipment has a chance to be damaged. And holes could be created in the side of the hole. At random chance. Then how it affects the party. I mean, obviously, if a bowling-sized ball chunk of ice from that was going at like, I don't know, the speed of whatever an object falls at is, the terminal velocity, is gonna do some fucking damage. I could have it to where every turn the party, like every other turn maybe, or maybe every turn, the party has to make a dex saving throw. Every turn, the party takes a dex saving throw. DC. You know what? Let's make it really easy. 10. The ice balls are like fairly difficult. Every turn the party is not under cover. Every turn a party member. Oh, I need to change the. Okay, is it? Yeah, fixing my encounter table for D&D. Yeah. Every turn a party member is not under cover takes a dex saving throw of DC 10. At a fail, they take. I'm gonna go 1d8 like force damage. Take 1d8 force damage from falling hail. Then maybe. Do I include a strategy of how to fix it? That's the question, right? I want all of these to be like pretty mechanically different. Like, the difference between like a thunderstorm would basically be like, hailstorm has a lot of like blunt force damage falling down over and over and over again, right? Just like raining down on the ship. Actually, you know what? How it affects the ship, how it affects the party, how long does it last? That is the biggest question. Long do. There's two things. I could either make each weather effect last a different amount of time, or I could say that all weather effects last for, we'll say, whenever I hit a weather effect, I might have to, like, roll, like, some sort of thing for, like, how long is this gonna last. That might be cool. At the very beginning, I could roll a d4 for a weather effect, and it'll see how long the weather effect lasts. Like, at 1, it would be like 15 minutes, and at 4, it'd be like an hour. But at an hour, what would that turn into? What is it? It's 6 seconds for every turn. That's 10 turns every 60 seconds. That's a minute. That's 60 hours. So 600 turns later? Yeah, no. If I went from like. If I did 15 minutes to an hour, I don't really want to go through 600 turns of the same fucking bullshit. It might be like a. Intermittently. Let's see. Let's go this. Dur- while the weather is active, while hailstorm is active, uh, we'll say, what's a good like time differential? We could, you know what? Instead of having it be like a every turn type thing, we could have it like a be like a what's the word? Be a conditional kind of effect. We could go while the history is active, every time a party member moves out of cover, takes the move action. Every time a party member moves out of cover, takes the move action in moves out of cover, takes the move action. Or let's see. Is it basically just only when moving? Yeah, I mean, if I allow the party members to be like, yeah, I'm concentrating on sitting here and doing this task and covering myself with something, I won't get hit by hail while I'm doing this. But if you're running around out in the hailstorm, I'll have you do checks every time you do that. It wouldn't be a combat encounter, so it wouldn't be through turns, but every time you take, if every time you like run across the deck or anything like that, like anytime you move, basically, we'll say that. Every time a party member takes the move action, whether that be from out of cover, where they are moving a significant distance. Yeah, like, running across the deck. Running across the deck. Going out of cover. Etc. They have to make a DC 10 dexterity saving throw. Otherwise, they fall prone and take 1d8 force damage. Cool. I think that works. That way, if they're like standing still on the deck, they can make like an effort to cover themselves or anything like that. But if they're trying to like move across the deck and like repair holes or anything like that, there will always be a chance of them getting hit or anything like that. That way they can have somebody focus on the lower level repairing the ship, and while they can have somebody else who has a bit higher of an HP pool or a higher dex run around and just throw ice off the side or something like that, right? And then, okay, I think that's done for Hailstorm. I like the idea of having weather being a variable amount of time. So, yeah, I think we'll keep that. Heat wave time. Um, hmm. Magically strengthen Hailstorm with ice chunks raising size from tennis balls to bowling ball falling down onto and around the vessel. Yeah. Okay. You know what? Actually, when it comes to Hailstorm, secondary effects. This is going to be a big thing when it comes to weather because a lot of it is going to lead to other, like, not necessarily like events or anything, but like specifically it could lead to a lot of things from ship trouble. Like, let's say the hailstorm at the end of it, I don't know, puts a hole in the hull. The water supply barrel gets destroyed, or the rudder gets broken from a rogue piece of ice, or something like that. There could be like an option where at the end of hailstorm I could just like roll a d4 after the hailstorm is over. Roll a d4 and one of the following effects happen. We can have broken rudder. We can have, what is it? Yeah. Broken rudder, broken sail, sabotage. Yeah. Yeah, broken rudder, broken sail. We can also go put a hole in the hull. We won't have it do anything with supplies. I think that's irritating, and it will just do nothing. Let's go that. It's a little mean. Broken rudder, broken sail, hole in the hull, or nothing. There we go. And one of these following effects will happen. And then we'll link to all of these. We'll go through and relink everything once it's all like actually figured out, right? Okay. This will be the this will be the kind of metric that I follow. How it affects the ship, how it affects the party, and then secondary effects once it's over. This will be the kind of format that I follow from now on. Description, affects the ship, affects the party, and then secondary effects once it's over. Okay. Let's go to Heatwave then. Magically induced wave of intense heat. Actually, hold any chance. If the sail is not put away in time, will rip holes in the fabric. Rip holes in the fabric. Yeah, I want to add that. Sorry. Okay, magically induced wave of intense heat. Right. Let me think. Magically induced wave of intense heat. I'm thinking. Intense heat. Magically wave of intense heat. How it affects the ship. Okay. So, this is, like, obviously a weaker one in comparison to, like, slime rain, illusory fog, hailstorm, stuff like that. It's gonna be something where it's like the party is miserable, and it's gonna be more of a, like, supplies could be spoiled just by the sheer amount of heat. I don't think the deck would catch fire. I don't think that's something that I could reasonably expect. But I'm thinking like 110 degree Fahrenheit heat wave. I know, filthy American that uses Fahrenheit, but it's overall the best temperature thing, and I will stand by that. I'll die on that hill. Hmm. Hmm. Honestly, this shouldn't really have to affect the ship all that much. It's really hard to like cause a flame with just straight up heat. Hmm. I mean, mostly it would just be if supplies like food are left out on the deck of the ship. Supplies like food are left out on the deck of the ship. They could spoil under the heat. Mm-hmm. Spoil under the heat. Uh, Water supply would be used twice as fast. Hmm. 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 And all potential fishing. So fishing is severely hindered. Like, yeah, I think, like, when it comes to this, these weather effects, I don't want all of them to be, like, hailstorm, slime rain, anything like that. Stuff like the white squall or the hurricane, like, the white squall, the thunderstorm, the heat wave, the whirlpool. I want, like, 50-50 on whether these effects are, like, something they really have to like focus in and deal with, and otherwise it's just like a secondary effect that adds exhaustion, right? Why is left out the food on the deck of the ship? They could spoil under the heat. Water supply will be used twice as fast, and all potential fishing is severely hindered. How it affects the party. Mm-hmm. Party members without heat resistance. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Suffer serious sunburns. And take 4 radiant damage. What's over serious sunburns if they stayed out in the sun for a long period of time? Do I want to? What would it just be? Fire damage, sunburn? Do I just do cancer damage? Do I roll a D100 die, and if it's on a 1, they get cancer? That's funny, but seems pretty stupid. I don't really care about GeForce Game Driver. Why do I have a calculator up? When did I open that? Yeah. Party members that he's as a suffer serious sunburn, and they stand at the sign. Would drink more water, acquire more food, and I don't know. Party members without the heat existence would suffer serious sunburns. They stay out in the sun for a long period of time, or drink more water, require more food, and overall be miserable. Yeah, without like somebody who can control the ship that is like I would assume the like helm of the vessel would be like on the main deck, so without somebody with any amount of heat resistance, you would just be miserable. Uh the party's progress would inevitably slow down unless they had someone who had heat resistance and could pilot the vessel. Secondary effects. None. Just irritating. I think so. I think that at the end of the day, I seriously doubt I want a heat wave to be too intense. I think that if, I don't know, supplies like food are left out on the deck of the ship, they could spoil under the heat. Water supply will be used twice as fast, and potential fishing is severely hindered. And how it affects party members without heat resistance would suffer serious sunburns. They stay out in the sun for a long period of time. They drink more water and require more food, and overall be miserable. The party's progress would inevitably slow down unless they had someone who had heat resistance and could pilot the vessel. None, just irritating. I mean, yeah, pretty much it. I don't think there would be any like ship trouble that would be caused from this. I don't think that the sail would catch fire if like they didn't put it away or something. I think that overall just sucks. It just sucks to deal with, right? But now we get to hurricane, right? Yeah. Hmm. Naturally occurring, but hmm, but magically enhanced. Hmm. Cyclone of magically enhanced combination of torrential rain, and strong winds. Basically, an upgrade to the thunderstorm. Okay, so when it comes to a hurricane, right? This thing is going to be incredibly strong, and I might have it only be available. I plan on adding more effects to weather over time, but when it really comes down to it, I don't necessarily want this to just spawn out of nowhere. It doesn't make sense. I think hurricane might only be possible if it's proceeding after like a thunderstorm or anything like that. Cuz like when it comes to like real hurricanes in real life, you need a difference of air pressure, right? You need a difference of air pressure from one side of the world to the other. And when it comes to spawning an actual hurricane, you need I'm pretty sure what was it? It was a lot of cold water and a lot of high, a lot of high temp in the air. Um, does cold or hot water cause hurricanes? Yeah. Okay. The warm water and moist air. Okay. So you need like warm water. That might be where heat wave becomes like a specific thing. You could get like naturally occurring but magically enhanced combination of torrential rain and strong winds, basically an upgrade to the thunderstorm. I mean, honestly, this could be a heat wave to happen like already to heat up the water. This could be where second effects come in. Allows for a hurricane to happen. We could have the hurricane only be spawnable if somehow a thunderstorm and a heat wave happen like interchangeably. Like if either heat wave happens and then thunderstorm, and then on the third encounter table roll a hurricane could happen. Like I make it an actual option. That could be cool, honestly. Can only happen, can only form after both a heat wave and a thunderstorm. I know it's like a little bullshit when it comes to like sciencey shit, but when it happens, I mean, according to Google at least, not the AI Google, but like specifically the Smithsonian Ocean thing. You need warm water, like 80-degree water, and then moist air, and then a bunch of converging winds. So if you get a thunderstorm and you get a heat wave, that heats up the water, and then you get converging winds. So it just to make it like really hard for this to happen, we could go. You have to get heat wave then hurricane, heat wave then thunderstorm, so that it heats up the water, and then you get a thunderstorm, and then that turns into a hurricane. Right? And in which case, if I do that, I might need to like put that into a new like event description called like conditional. That might actually be a good idea. All right, hold on. We get to make a new folder called conditional. And then we can throw Hurricane in here. Yeah. Naturally occurring but magically enhanced compensation torrential rain and strong winds is an upgrade to a thunderstorm. Can only form after a heat wave strikes the party, and then a thunderstorm happens within the next 2 encounter table rolls. A thunderstorm, then a heat wave will not trigger the hurricane. Yeah, this way, under conditional, we can have, like, stronger effects that'll, like, really fuck with the party, but it can only really happen in, like, very crazy fucking things, right? Can only happen in crazy situations, right? But that also means I need another way to, like, make a normal bit of weather. Interesting. Okay, you know what? Screw this. I'm muting this. Okay. Yeah, naturally occurring but magically enhanced combination of torrential rain and strong winds, basically an upgrade to the thunderstorm, can only form after a heat wave strikes the party, and then, then a thunderstorm happens within the next 2 encounter table rolls. Thunderstorm, then a heat wave will not trigger the hurricane. It has to be in that specific order. Look, this could never happen, but the idea that it can happen, I think, is cool. And I think that's all I really need for me to include it. But that also means I'm not going to do anything else in terms of how it affects the party. I'll create more conditional effects like this. Like when it comes to, like, I don't know, maybe a couple of these other events can combine in weird ways to make stuff like that happen. But for now, either I need to make a new weather effect again. Okay, I like Illusory Fog. You know what? In the meantime, while I think of that, let's work on Illusory Fog. A layer of fog covers the ocean around the party. Layer of fog descends upon the ocean surrounding the party. But is filled with fragmented illusion magic. Creates can charm the party. Not necessarily charm, but I'll put it in for right now. Can charm the party into saying visual and auditory hallucinations depending on a saving throw. Okay. How it affects the boat. Have I been calling it ship this entire time because I've been stupid? Yeah. I don't want to keep calling it ship. I think vessel is really important to how I might end up setting up the boats in this campaign. How it affects the vessel. Doesn't. Does not. Just fog at the end of the day. However, how it affects the party is where the fun shit happens. While in the presence of the fog, a party member has to succeed in a DC 12? 13. Let's go DC 13. I want at least somebody to fall for this. While in the presence of a fog, a party has to succeed in a DC 13. We'll say, what is it? Intelligence, strength, charisma, wisdom. What are the other 2? Intelligence, strength, charisma, wisdom, dexterity, and... Intelligence, wisdom, strength, dexterity, charisma. There's another one. I cannot believe. D&D character sheet. Alright, come on. Strength, dexterity, constitution. Okay. I don't know how I fucking forgot about constitution. Let's see. I mean, this is either wisdom or con, right? I think wisdom makes more sense. Wisdom saving throw. On a success, party member is unaffected. But on a failure, the party member becomes charmed by the fog. A person who is charmed by the fog begins to experience auditory and or visual and auditory hallucinations. These can range from monsters storming the boat, or storming the vessel, to seeing past loved ones appear in the fog, to even seeing an entirely different. And this can range from monsters storming to the vessel to seeing past loved ones appear in the fog to seeing an entirely different scene around them. Severity depends on. Severity can change depending on the saving throw. Like, let's say a worse roll on the saving throw. Like, if somebody gets a 3, the illusions are worse. They're more severe. What's the fog member in a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw? On a success, the party member is unaffected. But on a failure, the party member becomes charmed by the fog. The person who's charmed by the fog begins to experience visual and auditory hallucinations. These can range from monsters storming the vessel to seeing past loved ones appear in the fog to even seeing an entirely different scene around them. Severity can change depending on the saving throw, right? So, secondary effects. Like, what are the effects of this after? People who were charmed by the fog experience a loss of memory from what they saw in the fog, while also experiencing mild confusion. And, people who are charmed by the fog experience a loss of memory from what they saw in the fog, while also experiencing mild confusion and nausea. Fun! Okay, I think that's it for Illusory Fog. I have what happens, I have how it affects the vessel, I have the effects on the party, and then secondary effects. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Now, Slime Rain. Slime Rain is one of my favorites. A magically induced cloud. Oh, god damn it. I thought I muted this. Do I have to go to... Whatever. I give up. I'm gonna mute that from now on. Okay. Hailstorm, Heatwave, and Illusory Fog are done. I need Slime Rain. So Slime Rain, from the way that I played it last time, was a fog that is, like, very magically affected. All of these are magically affected. I'm gonna keep putting magically affected. But I'm thinking, like, a very colorful fog starts to form above, like, starts to form in the sky. Very colorful cloud starts to form in the sky above the vessel. Oh, hold on. I must see this. God fucking damn it. It's a cool card, but god damn it. What are you? Oh, I really like that. Okay. Anyways, back to this. A very colorful cloud starts to form in the sky above the vessel. The cloud starts to rain down starts to drop clumps of different colored slime into the ocean and around the vessel. Into the ocean, onto the vessel, and into the ocean surrounding the vessel. Alright, there are lore reasons for why the slime rain thing works, right? Oh hey, new viewers, hello. I'm working on an encounter table for my campaign. Hey, you know what? The title is right for once. Lucky me. I actually did it. So, okay. A very colorful cloud starts to form in the sky above the vessel. The cloud starts to starts to drop clumps of different colored slime onto the vessel and into the ocean surrounding the vessel. These... I guess I should probably have lore for why these happen. I guess... There's a slime cloud that targets... can form above... they can form above vessels with biomaterial. There's a slime cloud that forms above vessels made of biomaterial, which slimes want to eat and target. Slimes want the slimes. Alright, now, this is definitely going to look like a hostile encounter, right? Because, I don't know, what ends up happening during this is that there are a lot of slimes that form off of, this happening. You know what, that actually needs to go in the description. The globules of slime eventually form into actual slime creatures that will begin to eat away at the deck and any other biomaterial that they come across. Okay. So... Okay. A very colorful cloud starts to form in the sky above the vessel. The cloud starts to drop clumps of different colored slime into the vessel and into the ocean surrounding the vessel. There's a slime cloud that forms above the vessel made of biomaterial. It forms above a vessel. Vessel is slime kind of which the slimes want to consume. The globules of slime eventually form into actual slime creatures, which begin to eat away at the deck and any other biomaterial they come across. How it affects the vessel. Okay. So, this is going to basically be, like, kind of a cleanup / wave combat. Where, the entire, like, top of the vessel is going to be, like, difficult terrain. Where it's just covered in slime. Like here. The top of the vessel, the deck of the vessel, becomes difficult terrain. As it is covered in slime. Covered in slime that makes traversal. It makes traversal difficult. And then the slimes that form from the cloud begin to eat away at the deck and surrounding equipment. It's made out of wood / other biomaterials. Interesting. How it affects the party. The slimes created will attack any threats. Will attack any threats nearby, while also eating away at the top of the ship. Okay. And, like, it basically, how this is going to work, depending on how long this lasts, it's going to be like a wave battle, right? They're going to have to, like, keep cleaning up the deck so that more slimes can't form out of the, can't form out of the slime that is just raining down upon them. And, it can be a combat encounter if they just want to straight up kill them, but the slime dissolves in the water around it, right? These are not very intelligent creatures, so by just honestly throwing them into the water, if you can figure out a way to do that, is the best possible scenario. They will instantly die. If the slimes come into contact with the stained sea, they will dissolve immediately. They will dissolve immediately. There we go. It's just too much magical power, and they just dissolve back into the goop. The deck of the vessel becomes difficult terrain as it is covered in slime that makes traversal difficult. Slimes that form from the cloud will begin to eat away at the deck and the surrounding equipment. It's made out of wood and other biomaterials. Slime created will attack any threats nearby while also eating away at the top of the ship. Attack any threats nearby. The party has to simultaneously deal with the difficult terrain along with slowing down the slime's consumption of the boat as much as possible. However, I think that as long as the party isn't totally stupid, this shouldn't be too bad to deal with. Because the rate at which they eat away at the deck isn't very fast. Like, they have to get... It takes, like, 4 or so turns of just sitting on top of the wood and eating it to make it all the way through. And, like, get to, like, the bottom, like, hull or anything like that. So not very many holes will, like, open up in the side of the thing. Like, in the side of the hole or anything like that. It'll just be slimes appearing on top. And the slimes will have HP, depending on... how I want to, depending on just, I don't know, how I feel at the time, really. Bigger slimes have bigger HP, smaller slimes have smaller HP, and you get it. And at the end of the day, I mean, they can just dump water all over the deck, right? If they have, like, stained sea and they just grab a bucket off the side and just throw it onto the deck, all the slime will just dissolve off the top of the deck, right? And the deck is treated to, like, you know, swim through the stained sea. It'll be fine if a bunch of water gets on it. So it is more of an exercise of teamwork, of having somebody dedicated to cleaning off the slime off the top, and then having somebody else dedicated to actually taking on the slimes and making sure they don't cause a bunch of damage. And then they have, they have a couple people probably doing that. And it's really just an exercise of, you know, teamwork, as I just said. Making sure that nothing gets too out of hand either way. Somebody's clearing the deck, somebody's fighting slimes, and it's a teamwork thing. And as long as the party isn't stupid, I understand that statement is an incredibly flawed one in all respects because, the party's stupid. But given the context clues that we have and everything like that, and the slime is raining directly down, this doesn't have any, like, wind effects that come with it or anything like that, and the slime is heavy enough to where it's only really being affected by gravity and maybe being pushed a little bit to the right by the wind. And depending on how I decide ship stuff, because I'm still kind of waffling between, like, not Victorian era, but, like, warships and stuff like that require a crew to manage and everything like that, or, like, vessels or anything like that. Or I could go a little bit more modern, because I've called them, like, wave riders or whatever. Hold on, do I have them here? No, I think they might actually be in Lore Dump still. Yeah, wave cruisers. I want to call them wave riders, because I think they're awesome. But these would have like a much lower surface area. I just wrote wave twice. These have a much lower surface area in comparison to a ship like that. And it really wouldn't be too difficult just to make sure that the board is clean, the slime is clean, everything like that. And I would like skip ahead, right? 15 minutes would be like kind of 1 to 2 rounds, right? Depending on how it is. And for this effect that I'm thinking of, where I roll a d4, and that's however long this effect lasts, and it won't ever last more than an hour or so, because this is supposed to be an event, right? Like, you can get, like, normal, like, rain and shit like that during, like, I'll just have a weather effect up at all times, whether it's raining or it's snowing or anything like that. And I think, I don't know, it'd be cool, right? I don't think this is bad at all. I think that a party can handle this. As long as I don't go too crazy. That's the thing. Secondary effects. I'm thinking for secondary effects, mostly just damage to the hull and slime residue, covering the ship. Gives the party something to do. If things got really bad, ship parts, supplies and ship parts might have been damaged if the party was not effective enough at dealing with the slime issue. Okay. I think I'm good with that. I like Slime Rain a lot. Now, before I move on to all of these, Thunderstorm is really easy to do. It is just a rainstorm with thunder and with wind, and as long as they put away the sail and stay under cover, it's not a big deal. Whirlpool is basically just a whirlpool appears in front of them, and they have to have a bit of, ship shit. And if they fall into the whirlpool, a special cool thing might happen. But, you know what? Actually, I don't know if I like Whirlpool either. At the end of the day, it's the kind of thing where it's very easy to do, right? You just have to, like, navigate your ship around the whirlpool, right? And without, like, a combat encounter or anything like that, it's just kind of simple. But without something causing the whirlpool, or without like another combat happening at the same time, the stakes are like really high if they roll low, because they could just get their entire ship destroyed if it like sinks into the whirlpool. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think that either I have something causing the whirlpool, because if the party ends up rolling low, right, and whatever's causing the whirlpool, or if nothing's causing the whirlpool and it's just currents, and they end up like diving straight into the whirlpool, the campaign's over. Like, all of these other effects, right? Hailstorm, heat wave, illusory fog, slime rain. Look, some of these, if the party rolls really low, then it'll be really hard to deal with, right? Like the illusory fog. I can do a bunch of different effects with this, where like, if a party member has dead parents, or excuse me. If a party member has dead parents, or if a party member has like a home that they wish to visit and they rolled really low or anything like that, I can make them like attempt to walk off the side to like go towards their parents or anything. But at the end of the day, I can kind of control where this goes, as long as I make the illusions like not too deadly to the own party members' things, and I can have them repeatedly try and break out using a like skill check, right? And So you can change depending on the saving throw. Can break out once charmed by passing a DC 13 wisdom check, right? And you know, the illusory fog, all of these, slime rain, heat, hailstorm, heat wave, all of these have like surface level effects that can be fixed while you're out at sea. Whirlpool absolutely cannot be. Right? The damage that a whirlpool can cause to a ship is just stupid. And I think the stakes of this are just not what I want. Sorry, it's just not what I want. So we're gonna delete this. And I need two more. Let me think. What are some cool weather effects that I could... By the way, if you couldn't tell from the original encounter table that had Blood Moon and Slime Rain, I really like Terraria. It's like top 3 games for me. I think that is a game that I have more hours in any other game, period. I probably have over 2,000 hours in it at this point. I've played through so many times. I've played through modded a few times. Yeah, I really like Terraria. I'm still fucking pissed that my Calamity playthrough got fucking murked right at like the third to final boss. Oh my god, I'm so pissed off at that still. Anyways, what are some other like cool events that I can steal from other games? Or not steal, but you know what? I think I might make a new channel in my Discord. Just to like add like, hey, encounter table shit. That might be cool. Just like, hey, you have something for the encounter table? Anything like that? Throw it in. It'd be cool. That could be something. Okay. Let me think. I need two more for me to be really happy with this. I mean, light rain is whatever. I could go like acid rain, but at the end of the day, isn't that just slime rain? Like acid rain would just eat away at the wood, and then there's just nothing the party can do about that. It's uninspired and boring. I could go maybe. I don't want to go off of real life too much. I have an idea. That's not how you spell piranha, but now hear me out. Now hear me out, right? A storm cloud appears overhead. You think it's going to be a thunderstorm, right? No. Tiny piranhas. They stick to the deck, they stick to you, they stick to everything. And like I'm talking like like this might be a US thing specifically, I guess, or maybe even like a Midwest thing. But when you walk out into the woods and like you get these like burrs on your jeans, right? Like these little spiky like things that like have a bunch of seeds in them that just like stick to your clothes and everything. I'm thinking like that size of piranha, like the size of like a not a pea, not a grape, like somewhere in between a pea and a grape, like that, a middle of that kind of size, like a piranha that is that small that is just like biting on your skin. Like I don't know, the size of a spider, maybe like a mid-sized spider. Like just, I wanted to maybe do something in the hostile encounters with piranhas, but I kind of have like that. Oh, I guess this is like really similar to the crab wave. Yeah, and they just break down any biomaterial. But I mean, the piranha rain, never mind. I'm getting kind of, I don't know. I'm kind of using crabs as like my piranha type of thing. Let me think. Let me think. Hmm. I need to think, right? Man, it's so hard to come up with cool weather effects. Think like the elements. There's so many cool things I could do with magic. You know what? Let's just look it up. Cool magical weather. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. That's something. I'm not focusing a lot on the stained sea and its effects when it comes to this stuff, right? Like the thunderstorm, like a lot of these effects, hailstorm, heat wave, illusory fog, slime rain, anything like that. Thunderstorm is the only thing that like what is the effect that the stained sea has on rain? Wait a minute. I like this idea. Stain rain. Okay. Due to the stained sea, the stained sea's effects on the weather around you. Rain has become a lot more dangerous. Each raindrop is infused with a different type of magical energy. Magical damage. Due to the stained sea's effects on the weather around you, rain has become a lot more dangerous. Each raindrop is infused with a different type of magical damage. And untold damage will be dealt to both the party and the... Party and the vessel. I like this idea. I really haven't messed with the stained seas effects. I've done it a little bit on like the undersea scavengers, where like drinking like unfiltered water like that were like turned by the painted sea. Did I call it painted or stained sea? It should be in lore dump, right? No, it's not. Is it in stat blocks? Yeah, stained sea. I think painted sea I like a lot better actually. Where were you calling it painted sea? The painted sea, baby. Painted sea. I still need to fix this kind of thing. But go back to painted rain. Rain has become a lot more dangerous. Rain has changed quite a bit. Significantly. Seem. Rainbow type effect. Charging it with magical energy. You know, I could. A lot of these have been like bad, right, to experience. Oh my god. Screw you, dude. Okay, hold on. Alright, come on. Alright, whatever, dude. I hate it when people post links in here. Do I have to turn this off every time? I don't feel like dealing with your ass. I don't deal with links in my chat. That's some bullshit, and I'm pretty sure I have that in the chat rules. I don't care. You can fuck right off, dude. Okay, back to Painted Rain. Due to this painted sea's effects on the weather around you, rain has changed significantly. Each raindrop seems to be a different color, producing a glistening oil rainbow effect on the air around it, charging it with magical energy. Sea's effects on the weather around you, rain has changed significantly. Each raindrop seems to be a different color, producing a glistening oil rainbow type effect on the air around it, charging it with magical energy. Hey, new viewer, what's up? I just banned a chatbot. It's funny. Okay. Due to the painted sea's effects on the weather around you, Rain has changed significantly. Each drop rain receives a different color, producing a glistening oil, charging it with magical energy. Yeah, you know what? I might not make this bad, right? I don't think making this bad is the right move. Effects on the ship. A wide range of effects can come from Painted Rain. Can come from Painted Rain. Let's see. Roll a DX. Roll a DX to the side. We could have repair the ship. The ship overall and increase its damage. Repair small holes, cracks in the ship. It would be kind of like a prestidigitation kind of thing, or mend kind of thing, where depending, honestly, just at a random chance, it's like this Painted Rain could very well be very dangerous, but could also be incredibly helpful. It could repair the small holes and cracks in the ship, magically produce, magically increase the amount of supplies. It's like wild magic. That's a better way to put it. It's like a wild magic kind of thing. Repair small holes and cracks in the ship, magically increase them. Damage the ship. Surface. Damage the surface and sides of the ship due to acidic tendencies. Items may disappear. Some items may disappear. Disappear entirely. I mean, honestly, like conjuration magic, that it's basically a rain that rolls a wild magic table. That's just like a very minor effect. Not minor, but I don't know. You know, depending on the severity and all that. I want 6 here. Repair small holes and cracks, magically increase the amount of supplies on the ship, damage the surface and sides of the new ship due to acidic tendencies. Some items may disappear entirely, or other items or new items may appear. You know what? I want to do this. I want to split this up. New items may appear on the ship, on the vessel, from nowhere. I will do this. I need to change the wording on this vessel. One last effect. I want, like, I don't know if I want this to be beneficial or anything like that. Range of effects going to come from the Painted Rain. Roll a DX to decide. Repair small holes and cracks in the ship. Magically increase the amount of supplies on the vessel. Damage the surfaces and sides of the ship due to acidic tendencies. Some items may disappear entirely. New items may appear from the vessel from nowhere. Let's go... What do I want to do? What are some other things that this could do? Slightly strengthen the durability of the vessel. Oh, wait, yeah, we could give a slight buff to the vessels. Slight buff to the vessels. Movement and durability. Okay, let's do that. Wide range of effects on the ship, and then roll a d6 to decide what this does. It's just a very random thing. And then we'll roll a d4 to decide what happens to the party. I want 4 things. Wide range of effects. An effect. It is random. what the players experience as well. Small increase to skill checks. Small increase to skill checks. Small increase to skill checks. Small increase to attack hits. Yeah, small increase to skill checks, attack. Attack rolls. And saving throws. Small decrease to skill checks, attack rolls, and saving throws. Yeah, you can either energize or energize or I don't know, I guess exhaust the party. Damage the party like acid rain. Damage the party like acid rain. Damage the party like acid rain or heal the party. Heal the party slightly. I mean, these are just two different effects, right? You know what? It'd be kind of cool to give just one party member inspiration. That'd be cool. One party member random inspiration and... Interesting. Yeah, a wide range of effects can come from painted rain. Roll a d6 to decide. Repair small holes and cracks in the ship. Magically increase the amount of supplies on the vessel. Damage to the surface and sides. Some items may disappear entirely. Some new items may appear from nowhere. Slight loss to the vessel's movement and durability. May slightly increase. Yeah, funds and ammo may slightly increase. Cool. I'm really happy with that. This is a very flavorful to the campaign kind of weather effect. Where it is a magical ocean that just anything could possibly happen by drinking it. Secondary effects. Depends on the rolls previously done. With magical energy. Cool. I really like this. I think that this is really cool. And I don't blame it at all. Or not blame it, but I really like it. I think that, like, we can make this a +1. I don't want anything to be, like, too crazy. Where it'll never, like for this here, it will never, like, double a sword or equipment or anything like that. And, like, honestly, it could be really cool if this changed. Like, if this went for, like, 30 minutes, I could re-roll the effect every 15. Just, like, be like, oh, yeah, at 15, it feels like the rain changes slightly. And you start to notice some items disappearing off the side of the hull. But you also, if you, like, let's say first time around, magically increase the amount of supplies on the vessel, and then some party members gain funds and ammo may slightly. Some party members' ammo may slightly increase. Like, wow, we get some extra things. And then the next roll, they're like, oh, some items off of the top of the ship have disappeared entirely, or been teleported off to the side into the ocean. And then, oh, look, for the next hour, your skill checks, attack rolls, and saving throws decrease by 1. You know what? We're gonna go for 12 hours. We'll go for 6 hours. I was gonna say 24, But we'll make it to where like the next encounter table roll or something. You know what? Yeah, we'll go 12. Everything is just slightly better or slightly worse. It could be good, it could be bad. Who knows? Let's think more about that, right? How does the Painted Sea affect normal weather patterns? Like, I mean, honestly, we have rain. Like, it can, like, magically increase the size of hail. It can, magically, reinforce, not reinforce, but, like, what was the word I used here? Yeah, magically strengthen the heat wave for, like, durability, like, duration and all of that. The illusory fog, it turns fog into fragmented illusion magic, where you just start to feel hallucinogenic things. Slime rain is just something that formed out of the ocean, where the collecting of like all of those rain droplets just turned them into very magically based creatures. And then the painted rain is when the slime is what happens before the slime rain, before it all starts mixing together and everything, and it's just raining like that. It also provides a really cool visual. I'm really happy with this. I cannot be more happy with that. But let's see, what other weather effects are just like really common out at sea? What other things would this affect? I mean, I could go like upside down, like kind of effects, like everything's inverted, maybe? Hmm. 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 Interesting. I don't know. Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. Oh, I could also have an effect of this, of the painted rain, where was in saving throws for 12 hours. Yeah, as what was previously done. However, no matter the roll, all spells, however, no matter the roll, due to the magically charged air, air left behind by the painted rain, all spells have an increased chance of critical success and critical failure. 1 to 2. You know what? I really like this too. 19 and 20 become critical success. 1 and 2 become critical fail. Yeah. Have an increased chances critical success and critical failure. I like that. I like just having a slight increase of just craziness. I think that's cool as hell. Okay. More ways that this affects. Like, okay, we have, like. The giant shark is affected by the painted sea due to its erratic behavior. The goblin looter cruiser is just entirely generated by the magical sea. The harpy nest is just kind of normal. It's dealing with the sea and everything like that. The joint naval forces are obviously normal. The kraken is an entirely different thing. The pirate ship is, you know, doesn't really get affected by that, and the undersea scavengers have genuinely gotten affected by it. Let me think. How else would the painted sea affect weather and other effects? Hmm. Some normal weather. Maybe I can do something with bubbles? I don't know. It would kind of be really similar to Painted Rain if I did bubbles, because it. My initial reaction is, oh, it's a bunch of different magical power all concentrated in bubbles, and when you pop it, different shit happens. Some will explode, some will buff you, some will do that. It'll be very similar to Painted Rain. Um, maybe I don't know. What are some other things? What are some other ways to affect everything? I gotta know. There's gotta be something, right? Effects of the ship, wide range of effects and come from pain and rain. Random looking experience. Well, let me think. I need specific weather. Weather. I'm dealing with illusory magic. You know what? What types of magic are there? Magical schools D&D. Abjuration. You know what? Here, hold on. Arcane, manipulating energy. And they're mainly clerics, yeah. Primal. Yeah, there are 8 classic schools of magic, yeah. Abjuration's protective. Conjuration is instantaneous transportation. Divination is revealing information. Enchantment is the minds of others. Evocation is creating matter and energy called up out of nothing. Illusion is change the appearance by creating a phantasm. Necromancy involves death, undeath, manipulation of life energy. Prior to 3rd edition, healing spells are in necromancy school, yeah. This school focuses on the ability to change matter with transmutation. Interesting. I mean, I don't know. Let's keep looking at magical weather effects, right?